Taurus, welcome to your reading for the month of May. We start with ladder, climbing towards success. And this came with career. You have lion with time to act and desk, pay attention to your work. That came associated with the month of March. I wonder if this is something that happened in March or something that needs to happen until next March. And I feel it's more towards the future. Time to act now, pay attention to your work. I think maybe something that you need to take action right now in order to achieve the success and climb towards the ladder. The success, sorry. You have scissors, disappointment in some affair. Needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. And you have back with something important such as new job or a raise. Beautiful. So it feels like this is pretty much career-oriented reading. You have birthing a new age as an oracle card. I love this image. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Let me read this for you, Taurus. It says, often our path is exactly one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild and comfortable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. Right now, we are in a transition period between ages, in the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise. And this is everything that your reading is saying. Like driving in the fog and trusting the road will appear ahead, we need to release our old identities and ways that no longer serve us. Using our intuition as a compass is exactly what I'm seeing in your cards. You are part of a group of souls who have been incarnating at significant periods of history, preparing for this exact time, today. Time to act. Dream a new world into being. Magdalene sisters, daughters of Isis, essence priestess, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from time past. It is time to give permission and space for what is becoming within to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. We are, right? But I know it hasn't been easy for you, Taurus, because you have the 8 of spikes here. The 8 of spikes is that thought, that state where you allow yourself to be in the sorrow of your mind. It's like when you overthink, and when you overthink, you choose the negative things, and then you feel entrapped. So instead of looking into the world as a new beginning, a new age, a new possibility, something bright, you always find a way of seeing the dark side of it. And then you don't know how to get out of that state, and things in your life manifest your thoughts, and therefore it seems like they don't exactly follow your dreams, but the consequence of you bringing that trap, that mental trap. And this is a state where we don't see ahead. We really feel like we are being imprisoned in negative and things happening in a very dark way, and always against our heart wishes. And the theme of the month is for you to let go of that. It can be the end. So it's opening this energy for you so that you can actually jump out of that mental cage and embrace the energy and your mission and your career and success. So the ladder comes here because you still have to climb it, because you need to get out of this mentality of everything is going wrong in my life. Something you need to avoid. The King of Coins can be certain things here. Normally it is a very grounded, very fertile, very abundant card. But when it is in the place of avoidance, it may be someone that has power over you, that is a provider for you. So it can be, for example, your manager or your line manager, or whoever holds the money, the resources. If this is a relationship, it can be, again, the person that is the provider of the house, the one that pays the bills. But in terms of your personal growth, this can be your mentality of thinking that you need to provide for others as well. So you don't have to show or to be all the time for others when there's a path for you to change here. So maybe your resources need to go someplace else, and not for you being the king, the one that pays the bills, the one that has the house. I don't know. You know better than me which role this is suiting. Okay. Something very, very interesting here is what you need to embrace. The Magician in reverse. So someone that follows the path of embracing spiritual growth, as my case, I came to understand that energies have immense power, and that we have power over the energies that surround us. The Magician, why do I struggle so much in saying this word? I look like the Magician. Doesn't sound correct yet. The Magician, better. The Magician is a card that is reflecting the power we have over the energy around us. And believe it or not, this can be your mind, or this can be energetic work. But what this card is telling me, and should resonate with whatever feels good for you or makes sense, is you really need to break a magic. If you work with energies, there is an energy surrounding you, and this is why maybe you are trapped in your mind, that is drawing you to the negative side, to the dark side of the energies. And you need to find a way of clearing that and, move on, but to your space, to your own energy. But this can be, for the majority of us here, I believe, or majority of the Taurus, this can be you kind of breaking the connections, the energy exchange that you have towards this situation by, I wouldn't say be so, it's about the energy we put, right? So you have the power as the Magician to manipulate conversations, to, or, be kind in the power of where the money goes, the resource goes. And this feels like there's something at all levels, your mental state, your emotions, your body, the resources. So in all this, it seems everything needs to change now. The energy or the intention of the things needs to be broken, because it's not working. Something needs to be inverted. So it's hard to try to explain, because this is about things going wrong because they are in the wrong energy. Things going wrong because all the scenario and the intervenience of the people, the situation, everything seems to be exactly the opposite. So you have the power, otherwise it wouldn't be here. You have the power of fix this, of doing it differently. However, you may not be willing to. And this is what I'm saying. You need to embrace. Maybe, if things are going wrong, maybe they need to break anyways. So it's surrender to the energies, because things that are not in good place, they will eventually break. But you also have the power of, with your intention, to make things better your way. The thing is, do you know what is your best interest? Because the vice comes here reversed. The vice is the same thing as the devil. Something you need to evaluate is, what are you attached to in this particular situation? Because remember, there's a birth of a new age, there's creation, dreaming a new world. So there's a lot of connecting with your intuition, and not so much to the attachments you have. The vice reverse is an amazing card, especially when you have to do this mental process or this evaluation. Why? Because this card is often the card that shows us where we are attached to toxic people, to addiction, to a behavior that is trying to compensate a lack that we have inside, that normally comes from childhood, past lives, or a traumatic experience that causing us the idea of lack, and therefore we try to compensate by, for example, by smoking or drug addiction or alcohol, or being attached to people that give us a little bit of satisfaction, but that's only about manipulation. For example, a job that, give us a little bit of satisfaction again, but in exchange, they take our souls away. So it's about time you take a seat and you reflect on, what am I attached to that I need to cut, or need to evaluate, or need to change that energy, because it's just keeping me entrapped in sorrow, in depression, in anxiety, whatever. And something that you need to let go is to keep this only for yourself. Because the hermit comes here reversed. This means the hermit, which is this spiritual, powerful person, enlightened, that goes on the top of the mountain and he stays for a long time, developing himself, connecting with the higher self, while he is hidden in a cave. And during this journey, the hermit has powerful messages. He's enlightened, and he gets the answers that are the key to change everything in his life, because it's connected with his higher self, and he receives from the higher wisdom all the answers needed. And you know what? After that, he comes down from the top of the mountain. Although he doesn't like to be around other people because he found joy in himself, he starts spreading the word. He starts teaching others, and he starts being the light among other people. And this is what you need to let go. You need to let go of keeping these transformation thoughts, these enlightenment, these things in your mind and in your heart only for yourself. Because in the situation you are, you can actually be the light ahead for many people. So find a way of detach from the toxic connections. And why am I saying this? Because sometimes we speak our truth, but our truth is so involved in fear that fear from and anxiety and whatever it is that triggers us from a past situation, that when we speak, we don't say the things correctly. So use your higher manifestation and, change things. Come out of that head of yours, maybe the cave you were in. So, what is the growth here? In the midst of being under, you are feeling heartbroken and hurt and not listened, and this is killing you. So, you need to understand that sometimes we are in conflict and we lose people and we go through being heartbroken. So there is a lesson there. And there is a purpose of us feeling that way, because maybe we are, again, the engine of a greater change for ourselves and others. And the fact is that we feel hurtful, but we decide to feel that. Because we are attached again. Yeah. So if this is a relationship, maybe better to let go. You understand? If you feel heartbroken by someone, you need to consider, why do I feel heartbroken? I just got rid of a very toxic relationship. Yeah. So the goal here, the growth, is for you to find your triggers, find the weakness of your psychic through the way you feel. And you feel heartbroken. And moreover, the path is not for you to do it like in one day. The Eight of Wands is, or the Scepters as it comes here, is the card that says, take your time. Do not rush. Delay even. It's not going to be effective if you try to fix it in one day. So maybe March. It's coming here for a reason, to give you time for healing. Take it slow, take your time, assess your mind, assess your heart, and find a way of seeing things in a different way. Because the goal here is helping you to, instead of taking decisions based on, oh, I want to look good in this picture, I want to be the provider, or, I am attached to this person because it's the only option I think I can get. I will never get better. You see the guidance from the mind? Now, the goal is to get you unstuck. And by doing that, instead of connecting with these vice thoughts, you need to connect with your intuition, just like the Oracle card will say. Yeah, it's time for a new change. So you have to be a new person. How will you be a new person? By manifesting exactly who you are. Instead of being a byproduct of the society, of a family, of a school, of a company, or a partner that manipulates or is toxic towards you, instead of being a person that is so attached to addicting behaviors, it's about time you listen. You go within. You can choose a different path, and this is the time. And it's time to act, and really to take it slow. You cannot be judging yourself. You need to take step by step and believe in each step. Who are you going to be during the month of May? Finally, someone that, with the Five of Pentacles, someone that realizes that you are not in the lack. Remember, the Devil, the Vice card, is a card that is attached to the concept of you not being enough, of being in the lack, of thinking that you will never deserve to be in a big house, have a beautiful family, a beautiful lover, someone that is there for you, thinking that you don't deserve. Well, in May, you're going to say, I don't deserve it. I came here for that. Love it. So, and then what will happen is that with the Eight of Pentacles, people will understand that you need to distance yourself from the noise of others, of the concepts of others. You need to get your peace, and they will give you your peace. They will be sitting and saying, okay, so well, how do you feel about this? And you go like, about love. Well, I feel like I love this person, but I'm not sure if this connection is healthy for me because, most of the times I'm just waiting for a phone call. And that phone call comes when that person has free time. I'm not priority for that person. So maybe this is not love. Maybe this is me trying to restore a connection that I had from childhood and I lost, and I want to prove myself that I am capable of getting it. For example, same thing as a job. I'm always trying to make my boss understand that I'm worthy of the salary that he pays, but maybe that salary is not even good enough, and people will go like, that's a very interesting point of view. Let us know more. So these boundaries people will respect it and they will give you your space, because it's obviously that you have this internal conflict. This is part of your fear. You are afraid that by doing this inner journey, you will be creating conflicts between you and others, when exactly the opposite is your intention. And believe me, once you start putting these boundaries and starting seeing your own value and letting go of being in the lack, of accepting things that are less for you, you know, you will understand that everything will align. And probably people start asking less from you, because they go like, oh, wait a minute, balance is needed here. So I cannot constantly ask this person to compensate me. So yeah, let me be there for that person. So it's the opposite. There's no reason for you to be in fear. So the Page of Swords comes here reversed for the Knight of Swords. This means that you will stop being seen as the person that is not protective, that has scarce thoughts. No, these people will go and understand that you are rising your vibration. See, doing the same thing, being in your mindset, being powerful, being a planner, being a perfect speaker, communicating, being vibrant and seen by others. But people will go like, oh, this person is more mature now. It's more in his power. Why? Because this is what will happen. So Taurus, you have, for example, the opportunity of, instead of being the person doing an internship, you will be hired as chief of department, for example. You see, even a job, and this means strategically raising maybe your salary. Something came here, something important, such as new job or raise. So this is good, Taurus. I wish you all the best. If you enjoyed this reading, please do like, subscribe, and follow. If you want a personal reading with me, do let me know here on social media. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.